Hey, it worked. It took me twice. Twice. It took me twice to get this going. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. So I'm a little early because I had to fool around with this thing again, but that's okay. That's okay. Hopefully it stays. I know again, I'm a little bit early, but I wanted to do, I had to do it twice, sign in and sign back out again. So it looks like it finally hooked up. I don't know if it's me or if it's, I really don't know if it's me or my computer or the internet or what it is. I really don't know. Because it says it's got a good connection. I just don't understand it, but that's okay. So who we got? I see you guys have started already. Yes, I'm out in the garage and it's 30. We'd be lucky if we got 40 degrees and it's supposed to go down to 26 tonight. So if you see the breath coming out, that's why. So Bobby Mosier, how you doing? Hey Dean, 8 people, 33, 8 likes. We need more likes. You gotta like it. Stuart Flip Flops, how is China? What are you about 7 a.m. in China? Hey Rich, how are you? HJW Early Birds, that's right. Yeah, I have to start these things early now just to make sure that they connect up and I'm not keeping you waiting. 280 zone 81. Boy, that's crazy. I heard Phoenix or somewhere in Arizona, they're about to hit 100 already, and it's only March, and they usually don't get 100 until May. That's kind of amazing. Still cold here, right, Dean? Yep. Yeah. Diva D, Quakertown, PA. What is that close to? Is that close to Philly somewhere? Rich, where's Quakertown? Do you know where that's at, Rich? Katie Z, how are you? Alan, the sun felt good this afternoon in Hinkley. Yeah, it finally came out. I was outside, what, about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock? Came out and I grilled some burgers. So it was pretty good. But now as the sun goes down, it's going to start getting cold again. Yeah, 6:54 a.m. in China. Okay, Stuart. Hi, Sherry. I was 8 when I made a comment like I did. That's okay, Brian. No problem. Clear as a bell on your TV. Good. The only problem you can't answer comments on the TV, right, Bill? Because I find that true with mine when I'm watching like Steve's live. I watched Thursday, and you can't comment on the TV. You have to use your phone or laptop. Steve Taylor, how you doing? Nice day. Today or tomorrow, I think. They went to spring training, and I think they're in Utah for their nephew's baseball game or something. If I remember correctly, that's what they're doing. They got some kind of travel baseball team or something. Yeah, close to Philly. Okay, Rich. Julie Joyce. Hey, Greg. Snow too? No, no snow here. It's cold enough. It actually did snow. Alan, did you see the snow coming down a little bit? The tiny, tiny flakes were coming down. But we're certainly not going to get anything that sticks. Laura Russo, how are you? Angela Land. Yeah, I made it. Tucson. So, Angela, you're officially retired now, right? Wasn't it Wednesday you were going to retire? I think, if I remember. Much improved weather in Nebraska. Hey, Bill. I was just looking at Johnny Carson yesterday, and I guess he was talking about what was that city in Nebraska? He was talking about a basketball team that just won after 77 years. Now, that was way back when, right? Um, what town was he talking about in Nebraska? Somewhere where he was born, I think. Blind Army veteran, Rayesville, Louisiana. You're 30 minutes from Quakertown. Okay, so Philly's pretty close there. Yorktown, where it's nice again. Alton, how you doing? Steve Taylor, 70s in South Carolina. Yeah, no, it's we'll get there eventually. It's such a drag. Where's the captain? He's here. Captain's here. I saw him. He's probably had to take a bathroom break or run up to Menards, see if he left his check behind. Hey, JNP96, Wisconsin, how you doing? Yeah, I watch on the TV and the cell phone at the same time and keep the volume off the phone. Yeah, that's what I have to do. It's kind of weird. I wish my TV would let me comment on it, but that's okay. Oh, this coming Wednesday for retirement. Okay, Angela. I couldn't remember if it was last Wednesday or this coming Wednesday. But yeah, because I think wasn't it? Weren't you on Steve's live when you mentioned that? Is that where I saw it? And that would make sense then that this coming Wednesday. If I would just think, once in a while, I could figure things out. Ground was white this AM. Ooh, man, you would think that stuff's over with. And you know, that's one of the things that I want to talk about. I want to do a video about. So I'm going to give you a subject that I want you to comment on here in a second. Greetings from sunny Arizona. Aloha from Mesa, 82. That's not too bad. I was just saying in parts of Arizona, they were talking about going up to 100. Spring in Spokane. Nancy, how you doing? What do you think about 31st of March changes? I don't know anything about any changes to Social Security, blind Army veteran, and I don't get into politics on this channel. As Debbie Reynolds used to say, que sera, sera, what may be, may be. I don't worry about it until I see it. And then maybe I'll worry about it. But there's too much BS going around back and forth between everybody that when it affects me, then I'll react. Until it affects me, I'm not going to react. I'm not going to worry about it. I live a stress-free retirement, and that's the way it's going to stay. He was born in Norfolk. Okay, that's right. That's what he said. Go Birds. What Birds are playing tonight? Thinking is overrated. That's right. If you're already receiving benefits, I don't think you'll see any changes. Yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't get involved. I don't care. You need to get your air conditioner or swamp cooler summarized. You know, we got a swamp cooler at work. One guy was talking about that because we didn't have air conditioning in the plant. And he said, get a swamp cooler. So we got this, like, I think it was 6 foot high by 4 feet wide or something. And we got 2 of them. And those things work pretty good. You hooked it up to the hose, and I never heard about it before. Oh, Doris Day. Okay, yeah, it was Doris Day. Yeah, that's right. Yes to the laptop rather than TV. Okay. Yeah, everybody's got a different way to do it. I like watching it on the TV personally. But laptop's fine too. It's just a smaller screen. Happy Saturday, Buzz. My backyard science. How are you? Buzz's garage and Buzz's rules. That's right. Well, you know, I say that all the time. I could probably go for hours and hours and hours if you guys ever wanted to talk politics. Maybe I should start another channel, an anonymous channel. If you guys ever want to talk politics, but I'll probably piss half of you off. So, you know, we don't want to do that. I like it when everybody just gets along, and if we keep politics out of it, we can pretty much get along, right? Lee Campbell, hi from a former Buck guy, OH, who was relocated to Tennessee. Love your channel. Well, thank you. Dana's Garden Retreat, how are you? Hey, 401k Dexters. I got to see your video today. I always learn something from you. I don't know if you answered me about the Longhorn. How come you don't want a Longhorn over there? If you guys get a chance, check out Dana's Garden Retreat. Check out 401k Dexters. I did put it on my board, which is down below here, for channels to watch. I know I missed a couple people, but you know, those couple people really don't come on to the lives. And maybe that's why I just didn't, I forgot about them. But they're, you know, I did mention most of them except for Failure at Retirement. I forgot him. I felt bad too. And then, like I said, there's channels I didn't want to mention on that video are channels that talk about politics a little bit. I mean, they they talk about it, but they don't act like they're on one side or the other. But I don't even want to hear about it. I don't want to. I guess what I don't like is speculation, because your speculation is different than mine, and at the end of the day, none of our speculation may matter. So again, until it affects me somehow, some way, I'm just not, because I got too many other things to worry about that actually affect me. I'm not going to worry about potential things that may affect me. I just can't. I cannot worry about it. I did the same thing through my working career. Well, what if? No, I'm not going to play the what if game. No, I will have a plan when something happens. And that's kind of how I look at it. Yeah, swamp coolers. Oh, you got a beautiful night in Philly? That's good. Swamp coolers work great when the dew point and humidity are low. That's true. Yeah, because when the humidity goes up, it gets a little bit, it doesn't work as well because it's using water, you know. Yeah, dry climates. So, yeah, exactly. Social Security gets a boost from mine. Does she get two deposits or does it make combined? I think. I think B Hall, it's going to be combined. I don't know specifically what you're asking, but I don't think they ever send two checks. They usually combine. And again, I don't know exactly what it is we're talking about. What's a swamp cooler? Never heard of it. It's just a big. Well, you guys explain it, but to Cassandra, it's basically a huge. Well, in our case, we had a 6 foot by 4 foot. A huge thing is connected to a hose, and it just runs water and a fan that basically pushes out the water vapors, which is gives it a cooling effect. Um, Swamp cooler. That's my layman's term, I guess. I was in the little captain room. That's what I thought. The tire talk start yet? No, we haven't been on tires yet. Hey, Don, how are you? Retired 2019 NCAA basketball. Oh, I haven't watched it. I don't really care for it that much. I know it's big with a lot of you guys, but I just don't care for it. What do I got in my pocket? I got my. I made those burgers today, and I got my Thermapen, whatever you call it. Does it got the temperature on it? Hey, it didn't. Temperature didn't show up. There it goes. What's the temperature in here? 56, 55. 55 in the garage right now, according to this. So that's not too bad. So far, no heater air conditioning here in Louisiana for the past 54 days. Now that's good because you're going to heat up soon. I guarantee you that. I think I got 12 new subscribers. Thanks. Wow, you deserve it. Just finished my taxes with TurboTax using an accountant next year. Yeah, I got to do my. I hopefully next week. Hopefully. Um, I know time's getting short, but and I'm retired, but I'm still waiting on a couple things. So yeah, it was kind of funny because I had to put an IRA together for 2024 for last year. I've talked about this before, and I can put in 8,000. Then my wife can put in 8,000. So we're trying to shield some tax liability from when I was on the ACA in 2024. So you put it in a 2024 IRA, and I can shield $16,000 of the money that I made. Because if you guys remember, last year I made 18,000. So there's 16,000 I can defer, but I put it in the stock market as I was getting it. So now I have to open. I opened mine, but I took some more out of the market and put it in a bank, and then that bank to another bank, and it just takes like 3 days for this, 2 days for this, and then I had to call them to confirm that it was actually me who'd made the transfer. And it's just I could have just went to the bank, got 8,000 from them, and took it to the other bank. They're a mile apart, but whatever. So once that's done, and we get our spousal 401k, then I can finally get my taxes done for 2024 tax year. Does any of that make sense? Finally getting decent weather here in Ohio. Spring fever finally. We'll be moving before you know it. I don't know about. I'm in Ohio. I'm in Cleveland, and I'm not seeing what you're seeing. You must have them rose-colored glasses on, Joe. Joe's Diablo. Maybe down south, southern Ohio, maybe, huh? Longhorn is a personal preference, but their logistics consideration. Yeah, I can imagine the horn size, Carrie, 401k Dexter's. I can imagine the horn size has something to do with it, but I just didn't know, like, if there was, I don't know, the Longhorns, the black sheep of the family, so to speak. I don't know. I'm not a cattleman, that's for sure. I'm probably the total opposite. Speculation is good for views on those channels. Yeah, I know. I know. That's okay. Hey, Repairs Rule, how are you doing? You're another guy that I brought up. I brought Dave up, Repairs Rule. He's got a channel where he's got showing us how to do eBay and print on demand and doing some stuff like that. If you get a chance, check out him. Brenda, Northern Kentucky. How's Kentucky looking tonight? Roxy, too. My plan was to work and pay the bills. Hey, Minnesota, Peter, how are you? Let's talk about NASCAR, baseball, tell a good joke with subject, religion, politics, or topics that start a fight and unknown who's right. Yeah, that's just not worth it for me. And again, stress free is to me the most important thing about my retirement. And I will be darned if anybody's going to ruin that for me. So, and it's all about, I don't want to be sitting and worrying about something that hasn't taken place. I mean, the people that get ulcers worrying about stuff that hasn't even happened yet is is probably more than we know. And I just don't deal with that anymore. Once I got out of the workforce and I didn't have to deal with day-to-day drama, I swore on that day in late September 2023, I would never go back to that type of a lifestyle. At least I hoped ever get back to a lifestyle like that made me sick to my stomach. And I was truly sick to my stomach. No doctor could figure out what was wrong with me because I would have stomach and, at the same time. And it would happen to me about 3 to 4 times a year. And I took tests at the hospital and I did all this stuff and nobody could figure out what was wrong. The second that I retired, hasn't happened. So that was end of September 2023. It's now March 2025. Haven't had an episode since. What's that tell you? It's the stress, and it takes a toll on your body. And to get caught up in politics and craziness and antics of others that make no sense to me, I just avoid it. I avoid it like the plague because if I'm happy in my little corner here. I'm super happy. As far as I can tell about this for secure ID. Love sun. Winds make Northeast Ohio feel colder. That's right. You need more of those 65, 70 days. That's right. Well, that's right. You went to the track meet, Dana, because yesterday you made that chicken with the Simply Good sauce or something. I was watching that. You were making me hungry. And I got on the grill today and put the hamburgers on. I got that organic beef from Sam's Club Friday and cooked that up today. And it came out pretty good. I like more of a fatty hamburger. The organic is I think was it 90-20 or 90-10 or 80-20? I can't remember. I like the 60%. I like the greasier the better. Tell us your experience with the ACA. All I can tell you real quick is, in a nutshell, go to Health Market. There should be an insurance agent called Health Marketplace, or Health Market. They have storefronts. I mean, they're in offices. We have 2 pretty much local around here, and they would walk you through, because that's what they do, and they'll walk you through for no charge all your options. And you can also go on the the website. What is it? I even forget now what it is. Go on the website and you can plug in your zip code, and you don't even have to sign in. I did a video about that. You can look it up. I did a video actually going on the computer and not logging in, just putting in my zip code and looking at the different plans that were available to me. And then you put in your, basically you put in your, how much you're going to earn. So let's say Social Security is all you're going to earn. Let's just say that, and it'll calculate how much of how much money the government will give you, and then how much your insurance would cost. And in my case, I did use a gap plan as well, which they suggested at the marketplace, and that was through United Healthcare, and that's basically an accident and sickness plan, which you would probably heard of Aflac. That's something that they do very well, and that's basically if you have a heart attack, they give you 10,000 bucks. If you have something, and it's unrelated to anything else, they just cut you a check. And that cost me with dental and vision. It cost me $100, $103 a month. My ACA was only $88 a month. They gave me $818 against it because my Social Security at the time was 45,000. So they gave me 818, and my deductible though was $9,000, 9,500. So you can get better plans. Pay 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to $1,000 or more, and your deductible will go down. So you need to talk to somebody and figure out what's right for you and your situation, because your situation is going to be different than mine. But that's how I would probably do it. So I hope that answered some of it, Dan. If it's not, just email me and I can give you some more information. Did you finally get your K1? No, Steve, I didn't. I expect it'll come in the mail. I could sign on and probably get it, but I don't need it right this second because, like I said, with the 401k, we have to wait till that money gets into the bank. So probably Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll head over there, and then I'll be ready. And probably the following week, that's getting into April already, right? Pretty close, huh? Following week, we'll make the appointment for our tax guy. First time I'm going to use a tax guy. I've used TurboTax all my life, or Tax Act. I've used both, but TurboTax served me pretty well. But it got pretty expensive. I think I paid 200 and I think it was 200 something dollars, little over 200 something last year, which was getting pretty expensive. And I thought I got a deal, but that was a lot of money for that. As a single, I think I paid enough for 2 spouses. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep. I know somebody whose husband passed, and she was talking about that not too long ago, saying that her tax bill was, she was surprised by how much more she had to pay. Hey, Helen Can't Imagine. How are you? Slim, good evening, Buzz from San Clemente. That's the home of Richard Nixon, right? Mike, do I got that right, Slim? Hey, y'all been listening, but just got a chance to type. Okay. Do you watch Dave Ramsey? I see a little bit. I've got one of his books. I see a little bit of Dave Ramsey, but a lot of things that they talk about really doesn't affect me. I've got a simple retirement. It's really simple. And he gets into a lot of, obviously different case studies and scenarios with people. I've got a $200,000 house, and I've got a $250,000 cars, and and I got this, and I got a boat, and I got this, and I'm going to retire with $50. What do I do? It's like, okay, doesn't affect me. So I don't watch him that much. He's got some decent principles, some other things I don't agree with, but again, it's my retirement. It's how I'm going to do things, right or wrong. But I appreciate listening to other people. And that's why I love watching some of these other channels, because you get a different perspective of how people do things. And, sometimes Bob does go off, and old Buzz's head here, and he goes, "Hey, that sounds like a pretty good idea." I run it past Mrs. Buzz, and I think, "What do you think about this? Why don't we try this?" But in my retirement, I don't have a lot of ex how do I want to say that? I don't have a lot of tentacles out there. I've got a basically right here, and it's not a complicated retirement by any means. Stress relief is one of the best benefits. It is the best. It is number one. Absolutely. I used to throw up on the way to work. The anxiety was so bad. I get it. Yep. And I didn't feel anxious at work. That's the thing. It's silent. They say like, what do they say? It's the silent killer. Is a heart attack or something? I don't know. But the stress to me is the silent killer because I felt good. I felt okay, not a big deal. But when the doctors can't find anything wrong, and I took this radiated egg test or something, you eat a breakfast of a radiated egg and some toast and water or something, and then they check and see how fast it goes through your system. And they said, hey, there was no problem. So they couldn't understand why I was having, and it felt like my food would just stop right here. Like it would not travel any further. That's how it felt to me. Like it just stopped. And then it had to come out. So, and again, right after retirement, never again, never again did it happen. Now, you just got to put two and two together and get four, right? Tells me work is bad for you. Again, not really. Well, I didn't think so. Advil usage has gone to zero being retired. Yep. Nobody on their deathbed wished they worked or worried more. That's right. Yes, let go of the stress. Steve will get you from the stress will get you from the blind side. Yeah. Hey, George, how are you? John, how are you? 33, I think, because that's the best way to put it. I was driving in Amish country on Thursday thinking how much I love my retirement life and thought I wouldn't change it and will let anyone else change it either. That's right. Stress will kill you, Buzz. My father's have game was making my mother miserable and she was a sick woman for it. Yeah, those kind of relationships are sad. Have you had any luck with lotto tickets lately? Not this month, Carrie. Not 401k Dexter's. No, not this month. Um, I've come close, but and I just play the pick three. Normally, I just play the Ohio pick three, and that's pretty much it. So I've reduced, how much I'm spending. But last month I hit twice for 44 or 41.50 and 291.50. This month I haven't. So, but the month's not over. I turned around in the work parking lot once and went home. Yeah, I can't blame you. Cloudy, California, Carlos, how are you? I had 3 tumor operations at age 29, changed my lifestyle and had anything. Ooh, no stress is the reason I'm 70 now. Wow. That tumors that young is not normal, I don't think, but I'm glad you're here with us, Mary. That's for sure. Have you hit the friend and coworker funeral streak yet? 4 here in a month. Ooh, Bill, that's no good. Hey, Simply Money, how are you? Bill, that's a tough one. Coworkers, I had one die in a fire. I think I brought that up last summer. He they smelled smoke in his house. His family. He said he was going to go investigate. Dumb move. But they went to bed smelling like electrical, and they went to bed. And then I guess the house got so smoky. The family went outside, but he said he was going to check it out to maybe try to put it out, or if it was a fire. And he never came back out of the house. And yeah, so that wasn't good. And then we had another guy. He was actually on this channel. He would talk on our lives or type on our lives. And I just found out that over the summer, late summer, they diagnosed him with cancer and he died 2 weeks later. So I didn't go to either one of those funerals. Well, one, he didn't have one. The last guy, he didn't have one. But yeah, and these are young guys. They weren't even in their, one was 60, 64, 63 or 64, and the other one was only 55. So, yeah, and you got 4 of them, huh? Yeah, that's not good. Uh, I had three. Okay. We took your advice, went to an insurance broker, and gave us all the information we needed to make a good choice with the ACA. Well, that's good. That's good. Hey, let the professionals do that kind of stuff. You got a silver plan that worked okay. Good, Steve. Let the professionals. It's not costing you anything, and you don't have to sign up. You can do some investigation on your own, or go talk to another agent. But I mean, there's no reason for them. They might try to sell you like they did with me with the Gap plan, which I thought it was a sales tactic, and I probably still think that. But when I sat back and talked to Mrs. Buzz about it, I said, "Well, what if I have a heart attack or something, and I'm put in a hospital, and they automatically pay me 10 grand. My deductible was 9 grand, so I make $1,000, and I don't have to worry about having 9 grand siphoned. Worst case scenario, of course, but having 9 grand siphoned from my bank account. So to me, for $100 a month, and I was only on it for 11 months, so less than $1,200, $1,100. That's not a bad deal to me, for that security in my mind that I wouldn't get hit with the full 9,000. Would I do it again? Probably. It just gave me a comfort, warm and fuzzy, as they say. Um, I just felt better being insured that way. I don't know what it is about me and insurance, but I just like it. I had luck with the lottery. I didn't play, had $20. That's good. That's what they say. You don't lose if you don't play. But then again, you don't win if you don't play. 10 months to retirement. My mind is starting to wander when I'm at work. Hey, Jay, stick to it. Otherwise, I'll can you before. Stick to it. Yeah, 401k, that obituary age. I check them out all the time. As a matter of fact, my local cemetery here sends me the updates every day. It's pretty sad, but and then I check the Cleveland.com about once a month. I'll go back for a month to see if anybody else passed away that wasn't in my at this local cemetery. And what's interesting is my father-in-law passed at 96 in December 23rd of last year. Well, 2023 and 2024, 2023. So he passed away, and the obituary was in the paper the same time. There was an obituary for a lady who I grew up with, and she lived in the across the street from me. Name was Betty, and she got married. So but I knew her from Facebook. I knew what her married name was, and they both had their obituaries and their pictures the same day. So it was just kind of weird. It was, and they both had last names of H. So he was first, and then she was right after him, and that was just really odd, that somebody I grew up with, never talked to her since we were kids, but just to have them side by side in the paper, I just thought that was really strange. ACA, was the churn worth it? Was the insurance difficult to work with for only a few months? No, that was not an issue at all. I had no issues whatsoever, Dan, none whatsoever. Actually, my well care right now, I'm on Medicare, and this is the first time I'm using well care. They keep texting me like your lisinopril is coming up due, and they can't even spell the lisinopril. They put LIS and then they star 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 star. It's really, you can't even spell out the name of the drug, probably because of HIPAA laws or whatever. And they said, you need to contact us because your prescription's about due. And I said, what do I need to contact or call you? What do I need to call you for? And they text back and they said, well, we'd rather not talk to you about that on the text. We'd rather talk to you about that over the phone. And I said, how about no? And I deleted the text. And then, and then they said, your prescription should be filled soon. And I said, fill it. Deleted it. It's like, why are you contacting me? I don't get it. I never had this problem under the ACA when I had their medications. I never had that problem. Nobody contacted me. I don't know if they're trying to get me on mail order or what, but I don't need to be talking to you. Fill my damn prescription and leave me alone. See how when you get old, that's what you get old and cranky, right? AARP does taxes for seniors. Yeah, this year it's complicated for me because of the YouTube. So I just want to be have good eyes on it, someone that I can local that I can trust, just to make sure everything goes right this time. And then once I learn the ropes, then maybe I could do it next year. Because again, we got a simple deal going here. So my tax is 150, does all three. Yeah, 150 is pretty good. Unaffordable health care. Yeah, sometimes. Paid close to 400 with the added insurance for TurboTax. Yeah, Mike, this CP, he's not a CPA. He's a licensed. There's some kind of license you can get for taxes. It's like a step above. I can't remember the name of it, but he charges 500. So when you're paying 400 for that, he's charging 500. But we'll see. Helen can't imagine. You're good. Okay. I hope Tennessee is. I hope the weather down there is good. All day in the sunshine, can't complain. And my son rocked all his events, then barbecue and turtle Sundays. Oh, that's good. So you had a good day. Dave Ramsey, the questions they ask, can I retire? Yeah. King Wicked One, Buzz's bird's eye view. Yep, from 6'3". My 6'3" perch. Oh, high blood pressure is the silent killer. That's what it was. I always mix things together, but it's high blood pressure. Well, I think stress is even worse. I used to have a. I should get caught up here, but I used to have a. In my office, I had a blood pressure machine, and if people would come in, and that's how I diffused things. And it's a neat little trick. People would come in, and I was the venting post, right? Hey, arms flailing, and what they did. I say, hey, why don't you sit down? Let's take your blood pressure. This isn't good for you. And they would, what? Yeah. Sit down. Just roll up your sleeve here, and well, no. And then they would take their blood pressure and see that it was elevated a little bit. And I said, man, you got to stop that jumping up and down, man. Only do it if it's worth it. But look at, you're going to kill yourself here. Are you on medication? And oh, I didn't take my pills today, or no, they expired, or yeah, I'm on medication, but when I get cranked up, well, don't do that. That could kill you. So that was kind of my little trick to diffuse a lot of things, and it worked really, really well. The Western White House, one of the surfing spots in California, but no surfing. Okay, for finances only, Holy Schmidt and Aaron talks money. I like Holy Schmidt. I've watched him a lot. Not lately. I don't know why he's not coming on my feed, and Aaron talks money. She's pretty good too. I've seen her. Both of them. And then who's the other? Diamond. I started watching her too. Diamond something. You guys fill in the blank for me. I follow some of the stuff she talks about. I wish I would have done I-bonds back in the day when they were paying really good, because she was pushing those really hard. And I didn't do it because you had to tie your money up for a full year. And I was just afraid to do that. But in hindsight, I probably should have. You almost don't realize the stress until the bottom drops out. Jerry B., where you been? Buzz rules. Stress-free. That's right. I refuse to take my test any radiated food. Eat more desserts. That's stress spelled backwards. Yeah. Simple retirement works well for me. Yep. Beat esophageal cancer 20 years ago. Haven't felt stress since. Not even when I spent a week in the hospital with a perforated bowel. That's what my doctor's got me on this Protonics for, because he thinks And is it what's the joke about old people talking about their medical? Well, here's an old guy talking about medical. Um, I take that Protonics because when he did my last scope down my throat, he said I could get esophageal cancer as well. The Barrett's esophageal cancer. So because I was getting a lot of people do too. They get that um, reflux, right? And I was getting it pretty bad when I would sleep. It would wake me up at night, and I'd have to swallow it back down or whatever. But then I'd have to sit up in bed for a half an hour, get some water, and really started affecting me. So when I went to the doctor, and I thought that was work related too, but when he scoped me, he said, "Yeah, you better stay on this Protonics twice a day, 40 milligrams." And so I've been on it for probably 3-4 years now, and no reflux, which is good. But that's something that I didn't think too many people died of throat cancer, but it's actually higher. The death rate is pretty high for esophageal cancer. And I think that the foods that we have now are prompting more and more of that. So be cautious out there. If you guys got a lot of that reflux, I would get that checked out because it can cause some, at least in my case, he said it could cause that Barrett's esophagus cancer. And I'm glad, Carlos, that you're okay. Tumor talk. Yeah. You play the same lottery number or a different one? I play the same, and I there's that's a long story, but I'll talk about it in a second. Are you a baseball fan? What are the Guardians going to do this season? Well, let me tell you something. We have cable, as most of you know, paying $150 a month, and we used to have Bali Sports on there. Well, from what I read, there's 4 teams that went off of Bali's and have their own app, and so I cannot watch it on cable TV any longer, and I have to pay $20 a month to get the games. Buzz ain't doing it. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't care right now because another money grab. I got T-Mobile trying to get $10 from me. I got the electric company in July who's hitting 13 states. That PJM Energy, they're going to raise your bill by 10 to 15, $20 a month. I've got my house taxes just went up because of the 6-year reevaluation. I just found out that within 2 years, they've already got the wheels in motion. I have an aeration tank. So it's similar to a septic tank, and it's an aeration tank. And now they're going to hook us up to the sewers. And most of the people getting hooked up to the sewers are paying about 20 grand. So the hell with baseball. I'm not watching. I'm protesting all these increases. Share some knowledge. Is there any monetary benefits to doing lives? Asking honestly, no. There's no monetary. As a matter of fact, you won't even see ads on this because normally, Carrie, I would get maybe $8 to $15 if I was lucky. So what I do, and Steve at Steve's Retirement Corner does the same thing. He just does. He told me before, a long time ago, he said, just don't put the ads on and put them on after the live. Why should your fans, my words, why should our fans suffer through ads for, $2, $3? The heck with it. Do it afterwards. So anybody that wants to, watch the live afterwards can do that. And that made sense to me. So, and this past Wednesday, which I'll have to look, I did an impromptu live and I put ads every 6 minutes. And I think one person did tell me there was a lot of ads. And I haven't looked back to see, but I think the last I looked, it was $6 or something. So to me, it's not even worth it. I would rather you guys not have to deal with the ads and, maybe catch $5 or $10 down the line later to answer your question. Give a card away, wake everybody up. Captain Billy, have you? Oh, Noreen's not here. 280 zone. She had to do something with her daughter, and same with Vicky. Vicky went to move some of her move some of her stuff to her daughters or something, or I don't know. She's 6 weeks to moving closer to her daughter. But Noreen had something to do. Love the stream of consciousness of the lime stream. Yeah. When I read the obits, I didn't find my name. Yeah, I mean, do it live. I think lives are cool because you can. This is where we can interact better. I mean, it's not like a verbal thing back and forth, but if I keep up here, I like it. Late today, painted the garage floor and pressure washed the house, grinding. That's good, middle age grind. Keep at it while your body's still in shape. You're only in your 40s, so there's a former coworker, classmate passing every week. It seems. Yeah, that's too bad. I had a few. The people I ran around with in high school. I've had, and one that was a coworker. Um, that 1, 2, 3. I've had 4 that died. Who are pretty close. I mean, school friends. I didn't really talk to them much after school, but everybody's Facebook connected, but you really don't talk much. Here and there, you put a like or something, or congratulations or whatever. But yeah, but they passed away. One in a car crash, one massive heart attack. One had some issues, and the other one, I'm not even sure. I think she had cancer, but the family's really not saying. And so, whatever. But yeah, it's happening. Just seen Big George Foreman passed away. Just Mike's take. Yes. Matter of fact, this one couple I watched, Inseparable 724 365. She was cooking on a George Foreman grill, and what caught my attention was she had the you couldn't see the George Foreman grill if you know what that looks like, and she just had the guts of it, and she was putting something on it, and I'm like, that's not a George Foreman grill. What is she doing? Well, I didn't know that some of the grills you can take the guts out, the pan or whatever you want to call it, the cooking area, and then she put it in the grill. And I said, oh, there's the George Foreman grill, and I just saw that like 4 or 5 days ago, and I thought, look at that George Foreman grill, and here we are today, right? If you have a successful live stream with high viewership, it could significantly impact your eligibility for Yeah, I don't know. This my monetization has gone completely down since last year. I think I was having a good rookie year. Now I've got the sophomore jinx. That's not even anywhere close, but that's okay. I'm still having fun. Just got here. We talking about obituaries? Yeah, Stardust. We talk about anything. I got on the veterans health care for the gap between 63 and 65. I had Obamacare at 60, but because the go by the previous year's income. Yeah. Just subscribe to Middle Age Grind today. Thanks to you, Buzz. Hey, thanks, Brian. He's a good guy. Like I said, he's a young guy. He's still a punk. I mean, we're old guys. He's a punk, but no, he's a good guy. He's got his kids, and he was just in New York. And as a matter of fact, Ross, I was looking on Google Earth at that White Star lines you were talking about, and I couldn't see the White Star, but I could see the old rusted at Pier 54. Was it? I can't remember. But I could see the rusted remains of what looked like a sign was going to be there. If that's what you were talking about, am I hitting that right? So yeah, he Middle Age Grind does some stuff, and it's pretty cool. I am behind. Sorry, not a motorcycle rider, but Amos the Harley man. He's got 4 Harleys. You could check out his channel. We are having a CPA do our taxes this year. My mom's passing. Yeah. Glad my sister's does mine for free. Oh boy, if you got somebody like that, that's great. My mother's friend just passed away. My mother is the last of the friends group. Kind of sad. Yeah. Cleveland area, you might be able to see the northern lights tonight. That's cloudy right now. I just was looking outside. It's kind of cloudy now, but I'll check it out. I have an app for that. Matter of fact, I just deleted it a couple of days ago. I paid once again this year. Diamond Nest Egg. That's Kristen. Thank you. Diamond Nest Egg. She's pretty good too, as far as the financial side of it. So you got Aaron, you got her, and you got Holy Schmidt. Those are three, I think, top notch people to listen to. You on live chat or top chat? I am on live chat. I'm behind. Captain Billy doesn't like me to be behind, but Joe Kuhn puts out a lot of videos on investing. Yes, he does. He's really good too. Yeah, when he said he made the one video, he said he made 50,000 on YouTube. I thought, what? What did he just say? I don't know how many channels he has or how he does it, but 50 grand. Oh boy. It's letting out bigger and bigger solar flares. Oh. I had an aunt and uncle die from throat cancer. Yeah, it's more, I couldn't believe it. I started looking at the stats for that. Not to get all doom and gloom, but it's a higher than I really thought. I mean, you don't hear much about it. My friend who died in February, yep, esophageal, yeah. You take the protonics too, yep, Mike. I've been on it for 3 or 4 years now. Yeah, Carlos, that's right. Yeah, that's right. The magnetic pole isn't the same as the planetary pole shift, although I think the Earth has tilted a bit more. Hmm. Baseball on the radio is the best way. I agree with you there. You're welcome, Carrie. Thank you for coming on. I take Nexium. Okay. The reason I don't take that, I take Protonics, is because my doctor said, my stomach doctor said that a lot of those other drugs, your body gets used to it and they become ineffective. So there's drawbacks to taking Protonics too, but he always told me, you have two choices. Take the Protonics or, so I said, okay, I'll take it. Tom Hamilton, that's right. Actually, one of my daughter's old boyfriends, her parents know Tom's some kind of family member of theirs or something. I can't remember the relationship, but I thought that was kind of neat. You need chocolate. Yeah, I hear you. Hey, retired and loving it. How you doing? Like the old buzzards, Buzz. You keep trying to make caps or so with the old buzzards. I'll buy one. Yeah, I got to work on that. I mean, I don't know. And I was just going to say, I was going to ask you guys, but I'm trying to get caught up here. Um, I just really got to get going on some of these things. But man, I don't know if I've just gotten so lazy or what, but I'm busy. I'm doing things, but I just don't seem to get much accomplished. I don't know why, but can't stand much more of these high prices. Yep. We've heard all the AdSense income is down. We think the algorithm for YouTube has changed. Yeah, but you know what? I'm looking at Dwayne, and his seems to be okay. So, um, unless I would assume he's telling the truth, he would have no reason to lie. But his seems to be pretty good. So I don't know. I just don't know. And it could be that it's, depending on your channel, your niche, or whatever. I just don't know. But I'm not gonna worry about it. Hi Buzz, we're late. Noticed you on Steve's live on Thursday. Yeah, I love being on his live. Steve's a good guy. Like I said, there's two channels I grew up on. Was Dwayne's and Steve's. So that's been what? That's been since September, August, maybe even earlier. It could have been like July of 2023. I started watching them. July, August, somewhere in there. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, probably around in there. I can't for sure tell you what the month was, but I've been watching them for a while. I'm impressed with the number of subscribers you've accumulated. It can be attributed to your personality. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And it's the niche too. It's the retirement niche. Um, as I said, I think a couple people have mentioned this. There's 100,000 people a day turning 65. 100,000. And I think, like in the course of last year through the next 3 years, is going to be the most people ever in history that have reached the age of 65. Not to say they're retired, but they're hitting the age of 65. It's happening. And so retirement, finances in retirement, health in retirement, those are all huge, huge niches where so many people now are into that 65 range that they're looking for advice, and they're looking for how is this guy or girl doing compared to me, kind of a thing. And I think a lot of us here bring that in our videos. Retired and Loving It, I know they do. They have their coffee talks. Um, and some of these other channels do the same thing, and I like watching all of them. Like Carrie at 401k Dexter, she was um, showing us the Dexter cows today, and that kind of stuff. I don't live on a farm. I don't know a cow from a donkey. So I learn, believe it or not, even at 65, I'm still learning certain things, and I enjoy listening to these people and what they do in retirement. It's just it's interesting to me. Are you talking about your YouTube? Let's see. Get them. The more I get behind it, the more I get. Hey, Lindsay. YouTube sends me money not to show my face. If you find a quarter, I like to see how the older people are doing. So I have a guide. Yeah, exactly. Um, that's what's nice is seeing what other people are doing. Um, and because in our world, well, in my world, so I'll just speak for me. I don't talk to a lot of people. I'm not out running. I go to Captain Billy's, Menards. I go to Sam's Club, go to Costco. We go here and there, but I'm not dealing with people every day, and I don't want to. So you get called a shut in. People are shut ins. They don't, venture out much as they used to, maybe as they get older. So it's kind of neat to see what everybody's doing. And maybe, like I said, you pick up a trait from somebody, or you're a place like Retired and Loving It. They were just at a couple different places and showing us around. That's kind of cool to me. If I make my bed and hit the gym, there's a lot for one day anymore. You're talking to 172. Wow. Any other silver stackers in here? That has been my new interest of mine since retiring. No, but World Money Wins. I follow him. I don't know if you follow Stardust, if you follow World Money Wins. He's doing that all the time. And like I was just saying, he's stacking those 1 gram. He's buying 1 gram of gold each month, and he's stacking. So he'll have 12 grams by the end of the year. That's kind of interesting challenge there too, because it doesn't cost much to do it, and you start stacking it up, and you don't feel the pain as much as trying to buy a whole ounce. You just gave me a new channel, Unemployed and Loving It. Side hustle to keep out of the workforce. Do it. Yeah. Certainly more of a shut in during the winter. Yeah. And that's what I just wanted to bring up. Oh, you never heard of him? Yeah. World Money Wins. Check him out. Um, I mean, he's a fanatic about it. He's buying silver all the time. He's getting into gold, but just like the rest of us, you really can't afford too much of it. Uh, but he's doing it he's buying a lot of gold, and he'll get from different places, and he has testers where he tests the gold and silver, and I mean, he's all into it. My dad drove from New York to Boston to see his granddaughter play lacrosse at MIT. I'm glad he still gets out every once in a while. No, that's good. 81, that's good. Does the channel tell you where to buy gold? No, he just says where he gets his, and he'll get it from different places. Like he's in Michigan, and he'll go to different antique shows, or he'll go to his local coin shop, or he'll try to find the best deal at the time. And those can change, like what is it, JB Bullion, and I can't remember all of them. Prices can change by the hour. So he tries to find, like, each website has sales on different things, probably because they're not selling as well. And he'll pick up just different things. That's kind of interesting. I used to buy grams in high school. Probably a little different, huh? Yeah, back when it was cheap. You're stacking empty pizza boxes. Captain Billy, you are a nut. He is. Costco is selling gold and silver bars. I know. I saw that. Yep. Your return is inches in the waistline. So I was going to ask you guys, because I was thinking about doing a video on the 3 negative things about retirement. So think back, and if you're retired, what are 3 negatives? For me, number 1 is winter. I'm not doing very well with winter. So what do you guys think? What are the 3? I mean, we can talk about the positives all night long. While we're here at an hour now, why don't you tell me, because I want to do a video about this, and nobody steal my idea. But what are the 3 negatives? Yeah, winter, I got that one. Physical inactivity, right. You miss the money, yeah. Hey, slam it down hard. We're almost done, but we'll be here for another few minutes for sure. I still got to give away a gift card, don't I? Captain Billy, you have to remind me. You're not retired yet, so no clue. Negatives in retirement is, yes, there actually is. Finding new friends. Yeah, I did that one video. No friends in retirement. Yep. Feeling a lack of purpose. That doesn't bother me, but that's a good one. Gets dark early. Well, that was when you were retired or not. Unless you're closing your eyes early. Social, yeah. Yeah, because you're not with your people at work, right? Sometimes drives me nuts putting my yeah, Stardust, trust me, I know. People think you're rich. That's a good one. People think you're rich if you retire early. All your friends still work. Negative cash flow isn't, yeah. People expect you to be free, so they volunteer you for things. I haven't had that issue yet. I wouldn't even mind, tell you the truth. But nobody's asked me to do anything for them. I don't have anybody really close by. I might miss coworkers. Yeah, well, you're right. That does happen. Nothing. Okay. High heat bills. Well, I guess if you're home, your heating bill could be higher. Having to budget more, access to health care, procrastination, and lack of motivation. Boy, that sounds like me. Funding the 401k, more doctor's visits and costs. Well, that hasn't happened to me yet, but no negatives. I love sipping my coffee and doing what I want. Okay. Glad your husband's negative. You could see the end. People only. Yeah, Dan, that's another one. Are we taking a vacation this year? Well, thank you for those comments. Are you taking a vacation this year? I don't know, but we did. She got her passport, and I'm expecting mine very soon. So we'll be all set if we want to do some international travel. Don't have any plans right now, but you never know. You can't get out of events by saying I have to work. That is true. For me, it's pretty much just along how, yeah, Diablo, that's it for me. I'm having a real hard time with it. Everyone go adopt a dog, get your walks for exercise. Yeah, and that's another thing we were talking about too, because I had dogs for 13 and 13, I think, 26 years. And there was a 3-year gap in between. Now I'm at going on 4 years since my last dog passed, and we've been talking about it almost every week. My husband said not having a routine is difficult. Yeah, I don't have that problem, but I can see where um, people who are used to and need that direction all the time. I could see if not having it could be a problem. What does Mrs. Buzz think about how you tell about your finances? Well, Mars, she's not a real big fan of it, but I don't tell you what I have in my bank account. Other channels do. Whether they misrepresented or not, I don't know. I just assume they're telling the truth. Some channels actually say what they got in the bank and how much they're making on YouTube and how much their costs are. Most channels don't talk about how much they have in the bank. So I think, as long as I'm not giving away my social security number, I have a Google phone number, I have a PO box number. So, at least hopefully I don't have too many crazies coming after me. Yeah, walking the dog, I used to love that. We started taking winter vacations in Florida. Yeah, that's a couple people have been doing that are on this channel. I gave up on pets. I like to travel. And Pam, you're right. If you're going to travel, then you don't have to worry about, do I put the dog in the kennel or who's going to watch the cats or who's going to feed the fish or whatever. Winter's hard on a lot of people. Seasonal, yeah, that's sad. Yep. The lack of sunlight is the worst thing. But in Cleveland, it's the cold. It's a combination. It's the cold and no sun for an extended period of time. And, like right now, what I say was 50, 55 in the garage. Where are we at now? So I'm at 49 degrees. I'm at 49 now. So it's supposed to go down to 26 tonight. It's like, it just doesn't stop. It just keeps going. And every time you think, hey, I got a nice day, it's just the next day's terrible again. Finding your purpose can be a challenge. I don't believe in purpose. I did a video on that. I don't believe in a purpose at all. If you can't figure out what to do in retirement, you shouldn't retire. End of story. If you're looking for a purpose, that's just one of my pet peeves. I think that looking for a purpose is bull hockey, and that's exactly what my video said. If you can't find something to do and stay active and keep your mind occupied in retirement, go back to work because you shouldn't be retired. Well, I'll lose some subscribers with that one. Take your dog on vacay, red roof, lets pets in their room. Yeah, I should move down south, right? Difficulty of being retired, deciding where to will your stuff and money to if there's anything left. 280 zone. I gave you my email and my P.O. box. All you have to do is send everything my way. I'll take good care of it. I promise. Gotta love Ohio to be the service and everyone's purpose. How much notice did you give before retiring? And I've talked about this before, but basically, we had a big project that I knew was ending at our company, and it was supposed to end in March, and it didn't end because of COVID until September of 2023. And I knew, and I told my bosses, I reported to the owner, and I told him that once September came, I would be out of there because I knew they couldn't afford me. They were going to lose 40% of their sales. And no fault of their own. And I just knew they couldn't afford to keep paying everybody. Things had to change. And I knew that because I was in a position to know that. So I knew in September I had to go. Now, what I was going to do is find another job. But I decided not to do that. So, and here I am. You have a little dog and she travels. Yeah, that's cool, Bill. My purpose is holding a fishing rod. Some people's jobs were their life. Yeah, that's true. Go back to work, he says. I agree, Buzz. The purpose, retire. Well, it's just me. That's just how I feel about it. And I hear that all the time as these watchwords, retire to something, No. I was doing something while I was working. I don't want to do anything, and I'm pretty good at it now. I want my last check to bounce, but I need it just. All right, let's do. We're at an hour and 10 minutes. I'm running long here, but let's do a 0 to 100 for a $25 gift card. If you're new to the channel, that's what we do. Sometime during the live, and you email it, or I'll email it to you. I got to remember what number I wrote down. I think I'm caught up with everybody. I think I gave everybody who won. I think I'm caught up with everybody. That's why you sign in. Oh, really? I thought it was because you love seeing me. Yeah, you're new. Yeah, Carrie, you're new. All right. Yeah. I'm glad, Carrie, that you're doing some more videos. I appreciate that. Don't do them on my account, but I was kind of missing them, because I like where you're out there, and I know you were getting the house ready, and then things, kind of fell apart. But you got the grandson or grandkids close, so that's good. -2, Dwight. I don't know if we can go -2. It's 0 to 100, and I can tell you weren't close. And hopefully, sometimes I miss them, and if I do, we'll go back and we'll take care of everybody who got it. 0 to 100. Gracie's getting close. Hint, hint. High speed golf cart. Boy, I haven't seen that name before. I haven't seen it yet. I keep looking at the number just to make sure. Oh, there was a lag there. Okay, that's why. Wondering why you guys stopped. It should be coming up. There it is, Captain Billy. Oh my God. I can't believe it. See that 91? Captain Billy. So Captain Billy got the 91. Let's check and make sure nobody else had it, because I may have missed it. It's very possible that I could have missed it. Yeah, Captain Billy hasn't won in a long time. As a matter of fact, when he won, he sent me a book. So I just want you to know what a nice guy Captain Billy is. I assume he's a guy. I've never met him, but I assume. I mean, he works at he works at Menards, and I was just there the other day, Captain. I was looking for you, but again, they never, for some reason, they don't know who you are. I keep asking for Captain Billy, and they all give me the stink eye. Like, what are you talking about? Anybody checking it out to make sure there was no other 91s? Any other 91s? Any of you guys out there did a 91? Yeah, we had a problem with the lady. She said she had put the number down, but it never showed up. And we went back to the live, and it never was there. So could be a he, she, they. You never know. Hey, I think Captain Billy's probably a guy. I saw you creeping around the Phillips screws. I was actually in the plumbing department. I was listening to. I was listening to somebody who was that? I can't remember his name now. Darn it. But he said to get the blue copper piping instead of the regular. And I had no idea what that is. And yep, they had the blue copper. It's not blue, but he's the only one. Thanks, Brian. All right. Thank you, 280 Zone. I appreciate that. No, that's good. Thank you, TJ Texas. I appreciate that. TJ, are you in Texas? Oh, I'm glad, Captain Billy. His picture is in the lobby of the post office. Yeah, I wonder. Type L copper. Well, this was blue copper. Is that same thing as type L? Oh, you're in Texas? Okay. Yeah, you were listening to 401. Oh, okay. So L is the same as blue. I don't know what the difference is, but and I know it's more expensive. I can tell you that. Hey, Mike Kopp, how are you? How's the world treating you? Oh, it's the thickness. Okay, that's what it was. All right, but it's still a half inch OD or whatever, right? So I'm not going to have like it's not constricting the water in any way, right? I mean, what's the purpose? I'll have to look it up. What's the purpose of it? I don't understand why. Thicker is better, I guess. You were listening to 401k Dexter's. It might have been you. I don't know, but there was another guy talking about it too. I call him MacGyver. Uh, I just can't think of his name off the top of my head. Buzz has a time delay on guesses, so you need to make sure the number shows in bold and not grayed out. Yeah, right. So we have that 20-second time delay, and it does have to be in bold. Thicker is always better. Well, I don't know. If I don't want the water constricted, because that's what I'm. You look at these toilets now. You go from obituaries to toilets. Because for the bathroom, I have a 2.8, 2.5 gallon toilet, a Toto, and I'm seeing a bunch of the 1.28s or something like that, and I'm thinking I don't want a 1.28. And the same with shower heads. Now they say to take the little blue thing out of it, but some of them are actually rated a certain gallons per minute, and I want water. I don't want this drip, drip, drip crap. So, hey, Vegas Ride Along, how are you? High speed golf cart, long time watcher, first time commenter. Hey, there's a first time for everything. That's what she said. Vegas Ride Along, I did talk about you on the channel thing that I showed. You probably didn't watch the whole thing because it was 25 minutes. I was even getting bored rewatching it. Some codes they require type L. Okay. Yeah, it's first time I've heard of it, and I'm not a big plumber. Obviously, I don't get into plumbing, but I just never heard of that. You see two copper pipes sitting next to each other, and yeah, there's 3/4, there's inch, there's half inch, and there's blue or L, and then that's like what? I would have never known that. See, that's where I learned from you guys. I learned so many things from you guys. Smoked sausage, air fryer, sweet potatoes for dinner. Dinner calls. Thank you, 401k Dexter's Carry. Get a chance, subscribe to his channel if you want to see some cows. You want to see some Dexters. He's got a nice property out there. 12 acres, right? You got 12 acres over there? And that's where you're going to be building a house. Just finished another video. I just saw the whiteboard in the beginning and then threw down that comment. Yeah, we'll see Vegas Ride Along. You didn't watch the whole thing because I did talk about you and one other guy, the Dashing Womble. Master plumber for 51 years. Bucko, I need you. So, Bucko, let me ask you. Mowing, posi valve, if I weld that or solder that myself to here, and then down, is that something I can handle? Or do you suggest a Delta, or do you suggest something else? Or do you suggest me call the plumber? Because the plumber wants $880 to do it. So, Bucko, let me know. What am I getting myself into? Dan Barrett, you're a good person. Thanks for all your info. I'm 65 soon, planning on going at 66. Well, I appreciate you being here. Thicker than type M and thinner than K. What are some of your retirement hobbies? Yes, I can do it, or yes, I should call a plumber, Bucko. Oh, Mike, you think it's money well spent, huh? I don't know. I don't know. It seems kind of easy to me, but then again, I've screwed up a lot of things in the past by thinking it was easy. Hobbies. I got a telescope over here. See, that's my telescope, 8-inch Dobsonian. I have a metal detector sitting in the corner of the garage, an AT Pro. I love doing that. You see the fishing poles over there. So I'll do fishing. You've seen the river, just my videos. I did a couple by the river. And that and home projects that I haven't done in years and years. Of course, the bathroom might take years before I get it done. If he's asking 500, that's a big hint. Yes, it's a safe statement from an intelligent person. Do you golf? You know what? I have a trophy in the basement. I have a trophy, a golf trophy. When I was working at MTD way long time ago, 20 years ago, I won the D League. There was two of us. So back then they were giving out trophies for participation. But hey, it's a good one. It's like this big. Try yourself first. You can always call a plumber. That's what they always say, right? Do you catch a lot of fish, Buzz? No. Down in the river we catch steelhead. You have to catch them at the right time. Like the water's level's been up pretty high, but I'm thinking about going possibly tomorrow, um, depending on the weather. And then Lake Erie, I try to fish from shore, but I haven't caught any walleye from shore. I didn't do any ice fishing this year. I didn't want to travel out all the way out to the islands to try that. Um, I just like catching them and release. And to go on a headboat, you're talking like $80 now, and I don't know, um, $80, and if you get skunked, you lost $80, but it still be nice to be out for. I think they only take you out for about 5 or 6 hours. I think mowing is the best, and yes, you can learn how to solder. Well, I can solder. I don't think that's the problem. I just want to make sure um, that I'm doing it right, because even the mowing posi valves, they got different styles, and Menards is carrying one that says for IP. I don't. It's got threads on it, but then I saw a video where you could put the copper in there anyway. I don't know. I just have to buy the right one, I think. Are you going to start walking when the weather gets better? Yes, absolutely. I still walk even though the weather's bad. It doesn't bother me, but I won't walk on the ice. I just have a bad feeling that just one little piece of ice and I fall down and I bust a hip or something. No, I'm not doing that. So I'll wait till everything's looking good out there. No, it's okay, Captain Billy. It's bathroom. Hey, I got wiring issues now. I told you, I got some wiring issues. I got that old knob and tube, man. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. If you have to ask how much it costs, you can't afford it. You can't afford you. That's right. Yeah, but I got that knob and tube, and I should have brought you a picture of it. Damn it. Um, I'm looking in the attic now to see what I can do with that. I might have to call an electrician. Yes, I can probably leave it as it is, but why? Since I got the walls torn apart, why not fix it right and just be done with it so the next person doesn't have to deal with it? Um, so I'll probably have somebody come out next week or this week if I can get somebody. Matter of fact, um, Katie, you told me about a guy. I think I'm going to call that guy. If you remember, I'm going to go ahead and give him a call because I saw him on a Facebook post local over here too. So I might call him. Seems like everybody wants a tip. How do you guys tip? That's a good one. That's a heck of a question. Bad day of fishing is better than a good day of working. Why don't we don't want? Yeah, when there's ice, I can't deal with that. I told my wife I had wiring issues. She asked for a divorce. Oh boy, I need a new bathroom faucet and sink maybe next year. I'm waiting for it to get worse. Well, be careful with that. I just started saying, can we pay somebody to do it? Well, Mrs. Buzz says that all the time. She says, why didn't we pay somebody to do the bathroom? I said, because I'm too cheap. I'm way too cheap. But yeah, tipping, old radio dude, that's a good one because even on takeout, right? I'll order something and I'll go pick it up and they still want a tip. It's embedded in their app or whatever it is. And I always feel that if I don't put a tip, they're going to spit on my food. That's how I always feel. And I'm probably wrong. Um, but that's how I feel about it. So even on takeout, I'll give them, $3. Even when I go to Jersey Mike's, I give them $5, because I've been going there and I know the guys that are back there behind the counter. And I give them $5. I think that's pretty good. Amateur plumbing gets your feet wet. Amateur electrician, yeah, is much more serious. Is right. I have water leak detectors. How about a book on plumbing? Tips are based on service. That's how it's supposed to be. You're right. Days of that level D. You know what? The FTM 22. I like it because I don't have to be in there working on it all day long. I can go and come and go as I please, because we have a second bathroom, and that's the only reason why. And I was just at Menards looking at different wall tiles and floor stuff, and I can take my time, and I am. I can take my time with this thing, and by the time I get done, the colors might have to be different because everything's changed. The colors of today are probably not the the ones that everybody's going with tomorrow. The way I'm doing things. Make sure yeah, the Bucko. That's right. I read that. Take that cartridge out. Well, I was thinking of taking it and just welding it outside, measuring the stuff, and then welding it outside, and then dropping it through, and then welding the spout going up there, and then the pipe going down, and then the two hookups. So what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4 welds. The other, I'd have 2 done already, and then I'd have to do the 4. So I think I can do that. What's better, wax or rubber ring for toilets? I've always used wax, but I see that the rubber is out there. A lot of people are talking about it. You had a company come out to replace my windshield. It was free because insurance covered it. Would you tip or not? I had my windshield done and I did not tip. I did not tip for that. I don't. No, I would say no. I leave $5 in hotel room for the housekeeping, but I feel cheap because I've been doing $5 for a long time. I think they'll take whatever they could get in the hotel. But I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna start looking around in my kitchen, both bathrooms, and have them remodeled. Yeah, it's a Angela. It's a pricey thing. Um, I got charged or quotes for 4,000. Then it went up to 6,500. Then it went up to 8,500, and that was 3 years ago. So they were probably at close to 10 grand now. That's why I wanted to do it myself. 10 grand that's a lot of money. I hate doing remodeling. I have a problem only getting 75% done. Well, I lose interest too. Wax ring is better, yeah. I lose interest too, but then next day I'll go pick it up and I'll do this and I'll do that. But like right now, I'm just held up on the wiring. I got most everything else is done. I got to get the floor in. I got to buy some three. I'm still talking about buying the 3/4 inch plywood. I'm going to rent the Home Depot truck. Although the Menards truck was $2 cheaper. Oh, you didn't tip your? Okay. I have the dollar set aside for it. Oh, that's good. Yeah, don't have Angela. Don't have me do it. You'll be waiting a year before it gets done. Yeah, tumors to wax rings. Yeah, you got that right. Okay. Anyway, we're at almost an hour and a half, so I appreciate you guys hanging out. 132 of you still hanging out here. Hey, Keith from Hawaii, how you doing? Um, Never buy crackling from a mo. Make sure use a horned wax ring. I never heard of that one. I'm glad. Hey, see you 401k. Janitor on fire. How are you? Good night from Georgia. Yeah, we'll see you guys. I appreciate you being here. I've been redoing my master. I have mowing sinks I bought last summer. Yeah, I've got my tub and my vanity sitting in the garage all winter while my poor car sits outside. Just the way it goes, I guess. Yeah, but thank you for being here, and congratulations, Captain Billy, for being a winner tonight. Well, you're a winner every night. I know it. Um, yeah, mowing faucets. Yeah, I appreciate you guys all being here, and we will see you next Saturday. Hopefully, God willing, we will see you next Saturday at 7. And I appreciate you being here, and enjoy the rest of your week, and stay out of jail. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. And we'll see you. Buzz is going inside now. What's the temperature now? Let's see. I got my little thermometer here. What is that? 40, 48. That's still not too bad. 48 in the garage. I got the door closed today. I might even break down and get a heater next year. So we'll see you guys. Take care.